Hi, welcome back to DC channel. I'm Chao Tran, and today I'm gonna interview a North Korean defector. Thank you for coming to the interview with us today and share your story with us.
Thank you for having me.
Can you please give a little introduction of yourself?
Yes, I was a North Korean citizen who escaped the country at age 16. I was a student and my only task was to take care of my younger brother, making sure he's out of trouble, and also because my parents were usually outside working from dawn to dusk. My parents work long hours and get little rest. They only get paid with a small amount of money, which is barely enough for all of us to survive on. We didn't have much food to eat. Meals were divided into portions of our entire family to live for a week, but it was never enough to fill us. It was very normal for me to see dead bodies from people who starved to death on the streets and around markets. My relatives also died from starvation.
Can you tell us the story of how you decided to escape from North Korea and what gave you the motivation to make this dangerous and risky decision?
Yes, one of the reasons was because my dad was sent to a labor camp before, and his crime was perceived as a political crime, so we will be punished for 3 generations. This is a way for them to eliminate factionalists and class enemies. I don't want myself or my children to be placed in that cruel place. It was also because of starvation. I might die due to starvation before being sent to the camp. I have witnessed many of my relatives and friends die. When we escaped, my dad didn't know about it. It's better for him to not know about our escape because they will come to our house and torture him until he says the truth. One of my neighbors was put into the camp for 40 days where there was little air and they didn't let him fall asleep. Once they checked the location of his wife, his whole entire family was put into a concentration camp.
What was your childhood like in North Korea, and what was the education system and the environment for the citizens?
Over there, I didn't have to work since I needed to take care of my younger brother, making sure he's out of trouble. While my parents were out working late, we had to make sure that everything we do is not against the rules, because it could always lead to execution or being sent to labor camps. We live in an environment where there are frequent power outages, information embargoes, and arbitrary detention. I learned how to cook at 7 years old, and my brother learned how to work at a very young age also. Everyone in the neighborhood, including the kids, knew how to work around the place in order to survive. If you didn't work, you wouldn't get any food. It was a very win environment. Everything was very secretive, and we all had to be creative with our own way of making money. North Korea was a centrally planned economy, which means that the government makes economic decisions instead of the consumers and businesses. Since we didn't have a choice, everyone, and I mean almost everyone in North Korea, had to find their own way to survive, whether it was illegal or not. For example, mothers would make noodles out of corn and sell them. Men would work in dormant factories, homeless children would steal manhole covers to sell as scrap metal, sell illegal products, help people make illegal overseas calls, or go overseas to make a living. We also watched a lot of smuggled movies that my dad would bring in from the stores. In North Korea, we're not allowed to watch any foreign movies unless it was made in North Korea. When you go into the market, you say to the vendors, "Do you have anything delicious today?" That's the code. They give you a USB containing the foreign movie. USBs are also good because they are so easy to hide, and you can just break them if you get caught. If you were caught watching foreign movies, you got put into a labor camp or even a death sentence. It's usually better for the police and security services these days since they earn more money the more people they catch.
Why do you guys follow Kim Jong-un? Could you guys not repent?
In North Korea, we believe in the philosophy of Juche, which means self-reliance. We believe that Kim Jong-un was the creator of everything like God, who comes to save us from all the monsters from the outside world, cure diseases like AIDS and Ebola, and bring us out of starvation. We believe that Kim Jong-un is our only leader, and since he serves us, we should respect him. But since he hasn't been taking good care of us, has done nothing to help the citizens, gave us these strict rules that restrict us from doing anything we find pleasurable, such as eating sweets or watching a movie, and has left us starving, we worked countless hours just to get a little bit of rice that didn't even last for the week. So that got me thinking, why have we respected them, the Kim family, but why are we starving in return? That was the mindset that led me want to escape.
I see. What was the education like for you?
The education was very different compared to over here. In America, you guys have to say the Pledge of Allegiance to show that you are loyal to your country. In North Korea, we have to memorize and self-study our leader and remember the policies during the eras of Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong, and Kim Jong-un. If we incorrectly memorize the policies, we will be thoroughly re-educated. I remembered as an elementary student, we were taken out as a group to watch people getting shot in the head. They forced us to watch public executions as a warning for us to not make the same mistakes as those traitors. From the start of education in the nursery, where we learned about Kim Sung and Kim Jong, to the courses we had to take in our curriculum, it was all about how great and powerful Kim Jong-un and his family was. It's even in law. According to Article 43 of the North Korean Constitution, it states that the state shall embody the principles of socialist pedagogy so as to raise the rising generations to be steadfast revolutionaries who will fight for society and the people, to be people the new Juche type who are knowledgeable, morally sound, and physically healthy. They want to develop a generation who will fight for the society and raise them as well-rounded individuals with a communist mindset. In universities, students must take an ideology class such as philosophy of Juche, history of the revolution, and Juche political economy, regardless of their major. Everything is about the leader. Your first word you learn is the leader's name. There's tourist spots that only praise the life and achievements of the leaders. There's songs about them and more. I swear, everywhere you look it's like you have to praise your leader or punishment will await.
How strict do you think the laws are?
Very, very strict. North Korea operates and has surveillance all over the country everywhere, especially around Bawabu, which are the North Korean secret police. So when words slip from your mouth about how bad the leaders are and how bad your country is, you will be severely punished and go to a labor camp and work endless tiring hours. No matter how little minor crimes we commit, we will always be sent to labor camps. Even 3 days is torture. You can think this: I hate this country, I hate our leader, I want to go to China or South Korea. But you can never say it out loud unless you know for sure they will not snitch on you. Even illegally smuggling a foreign movie can sentence you to an execution. But no one wants to be caught committing crimes because not only are you getting punished, your whole family is. And maybe even your next generation families will be punished too. They would all probably be sent to labor camps, and trust me, you don't want to be in labor camps. The Kim family uses terror to keep people scared, and that makes it impossible to stage any kind of social gathering, let alone an uprising.
I'm really sorry that you are a victim of this immoral system. How did your life change, and how did you change as a person after this experience?
My image about Kim Jong-un completely changed. What I once thought was that our powerful leader was actually a leader who wanted the praise of the citizens but never took care of his people properly. My perspective on Americans has also changed. Back then, I always thought that they were monsters that wanted to come in and take over our land. That's what we were told since we were young in school. But they are wonderful people who are willing to listen to my story and accept me despite my background and understand my past. I was surprised when I saw people commenting on their country's leader in public because if they were in North Korea, they would get killed right away. Everyone has their freedom of speech and belief. They never forced me to believe in their political beliefs. And finally, after years of trying to hide movies and TV shows in USBs, now I get to watch all the movies and TV shows that I wanted without being scared of getting caught and being punished.
Do you think a strict government like North Korea would be beneficial for the society?
I think we need certain laws to maintain the order of society. However, I don't think we need a government that controls what we think and do. Moreover, the government like North Korea gave themselves the right to kill anyone that goes against them. That is murder, not a government system. There should be a check and balance to prevent an individual like Kim Jong-un from becoming too powerful.
So since this is an American cable show, we're gonna have mostly American viewers, so this is what the story is about North Korean. Why should they care and put in action for this?
Well, you all know that North Korea has a nuclear weapon regimen where they do testing and develop nuclear weapons for future use. If you focus more attention on North Korean human rights and help the people regain those rights and also make peace with Kim Jong-un, you are decreasing the chances of their development in nuclear weapons. If you only focus on nuclear weapons and Kim Jong-un in North Korea and they know that, they will become skeptical and potentially increase their chances of wanting them to develop a better and scarier nuclear bomb. There are a lot of different organizations that help with North Korean defectors. Some of the trusted organizations that I know of are PS Score, Crossing Borders, and Liberty in North Korea. I think it's really important for me as a representative of a North Korean survivor that people listen to our story and how much we are suffering from a leader that won't feed us, won't listen to us, won't give us justice or fairness. We need a better life for our children and families. If you ask me what was the worst thing in North Korea, it was being born there.
I've been trying